And a major U.S. military buildup is currently underway in the Pacific with the sole purpose of confronting Beijing. And that's the focus of a new documentary, The Coming War on China. It's produced by an award-winning filmmaker, John Pilger, and will air on RT Doc. Well, Pilger believes the two nuclear powers are heading towards war. And let's now cross live to Laura Smith, who's in London for more on this revealing film. Hello there, Laura. So can you give us some more insight into this film?
Yeah, this is a film that is made by John Pilger, and it investigates and reveals this massive build-up of American military forces around China. So what's being reported in the mainstream media as China's ambitious expansion, its reclaiming of land in the South China Sea, is in fact a response, because according to Pilger, what's not being reported is that China itself is under threat. So this pivot to Asia that President Obama talked about in 2011 has resulted in 400 US bases encircling China, essentially. Bases in Guam, elsewhere in the South China Sea, in South Korea, in Japan, forming what Pilger calls in this film a noose around China. And it's a noose that is made up of missiles and warships and even nuclear weapons. Here's an excerpt.
The winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, President Barack Obama, has committed to trillions of dollars to our nuclear arsenal. He's committing trillions of future dollars to war in space. And we need an enemy for all this money, and China's the perfect enemy.
China's alarming creation of entirely new territory in the South China Sea is one part of a broader military push that some fear is to challenge U.S. dominance in the region.
We have China surrounded, and we're doing more all the time to try and keep it surrounded and deepen that containment of China.
The United States is the world's biggest military power, with bases and missiles and ships covering every continent, every ocean. China is a threat to this dominance, says Washington. But who is the threat?
Pilger says the point of this reporting in the mainstream media is to prime the world to regard China as the new enemy. He spoke to RT's Going Underground about the film, and he told Afshin Rattansi that the aim of it was to break a silence around the fact that the US and China could be heading for war.
The point about all of this, is that I don't think anyone wants nuclear war or even a war between great powers like the US and China. But what is happening here is the laying of ground, a landscape of potential mistakes and accidents. So we're back to that almost a strangelove world which we worried about.
Strangelove world that Pilger's talking about is one where, as he puts it, we stand at a few minutes to midnight in terms of the threat of nuclear war. Well, you can watch the whole film on RT's documentary channel. Here's how.
We can see that China is the basic cause of all of our troubles in Asia.
The Chinese, 2,000 years ago, built the Great Wall to keep the barbarians out, not to invade them.
The aim of this film is to break a silence, and nuclear war is no longer unthinkable.